Today we're going to be making the hybrid fitted from Nature's Fabrics rocket bottoms patterns. You can find it on their website. I have already basted my top two layers together, which is the cotton lycra and the Windpro fleece. I did have a short end piece here, so I did just baste down the top of the fabric to the Windpro. It doesn't affect the function or anything. I usually do this whenever I do have short pieces. You can piece the wings together to make it a full all the way across. That's fine too. This is just something that I do just to save myself some time. I have not poked the hose yet, but I'm going to do that. What I do is I put a very light layer of 505 along the very edge. I try to stay under about 1/4 of an inch. I use shipping boxes that I get in. I order a lot of fabric, so whenever they come in priority boxes or any kind of cardboard box, I just break them down and use them as my basting boards. That way I'm not messing up my actual cutting mat and getting it sticky. So small or thin layer all the way around the entire thing. I don't like to baste the entire middle section because sometimes it can gum up if it doesn't wash out all the way in the wash. I've had that problem with pads before and they get stuck and you can't really peel them apart after several washes, and it's just a big mess. So I only like to do the edge because you'll be trimming that off with a serger anyways. I'm going to add the holes from the pattern that I have marked on the other side, and then I will start to baste my other layer, which is the velour. This is my snap press. It's a modified table press. I have an actual foot pedal that's down here. I will link in the description on where you can find a video on how to do that. My friend Ira, her husband has a channel called Mastering Mayhem. He did a video that kind of helped me inspire on how I want to do this one. This one's actually on a step stool or a bar stool. And then this is just a bunch of layers of cardboard that I just have for stability. The way I do my fitteds are probably going to be a little bit different than what it's marked on the pattern. I use the male snaps along the belly panel instead of on the wings, because as a child grows, those male snaps are going to be the ones that are sticking out, and instead of getting covers to snap or to cover those whenever they reach that age, it's just easier to have the female snap so that it doesn't cause as much discomfort. So I'm going to go ahead and snap this real quick and then we'll get back. Okay, I have basted my velour layer onto here. I did it all the way around except for in the front because it's going to be the turning hole, so that is left open. Now we're going to move over to the sewing machine and we're going to, or the serger, and we're going to go ahead and start serging the edges, and then after we are done serging, we will start making the channels for the elastic. Alright, I have serged all the way around. Again, leave that at least 3 inches open, so that way you can reach in and do your elastics. We're going to move to the machine. We're going to make our channels. This is for case elastics. I don't usually do sewn in elastics into the seam. I just don't prefer that. This is a snap down ring. So I know I didn't mention that earlier. This is what I was talking about before with having the male snaps along the top instead of having the female snaps. Some people measure their elastics. I just measure them like this. I go about 3/8 to about 1/2 inch past the beginning of the casing on either ends, and then I just fold it in half and then I clip them the same length. I always heat seal the ends of my elastics using a lighter. It just helps prevent them from fraying. I use a safety pin to thread them through. You can use a bodkin as well. Alright, now I'm going to take a wide-eyed needle and I'm going to thread through the threads through the layers under here. I try to go at least 2 inches. Then you grab your threads, put them through the eye, and then you're going to pull the entire needle. Go through all the way through, and then the little end you just snip off. I always wait until I'm just about done to mark the snap placements on the wings. I actually have a piece cut out separate that I have traced from the original pattern. You can always reprint the second page or another page that has it and then use that, but it saves paper doing this. I do this with all of my patterns, all of my diaper patterns. I have a separate wing cut out, that way I can just place it on top and mark the snaps as needed. And it's a really good way to make sure that you got your seam allowance pretty good. Now, if you did this the regular way, you would be putting the male snaps on the wings, but again, I did my male snaps on the stomach, so I'm going to be putting my female snaps on the wings, and then the ones that are going to be for the crossovers will be the male snaps. If your fabric layers are fairly thick and you do have all 3 layers, I would recommend using the long prong, but since I only have 2 layers on the wing, I'm going to use the standard. All of my snaps are from Cam Snaps. Now you do your insert layer snaps. Some people do these just through the 1 pro layer and the top layer. I threw them through all 3 layers. I have mine marked F and M. That way I don't get mine confused. For the insert, I have 1 layer of the organic bamboo velour, and then I have 2 layers of 400 GSM bamboo fleece. I do the same thing as I do with the diapers. I based all along the edge, and I have already marked where my snap placements will go on this one. On the inserts, you should always use the long prong snaps. If you have trouble pressing the snaps through the fabric, you can always use your awl. It has a very sharp point. If you got a beginning snap kit, you should have gotten one with it. You can always buy one on Amazon. They're not very expensive. I had to get a new one recently because the one I had for 5 years was finally dull. And you are all finished. All you gotta do left, if you left that tail on like I did, just thread it back through like you did with the tummy panel, and you will be set. And there's your diaper.